I'm planting yam in July. Yes, some of you may say that it is too late, but I have my reasons, and I want to take you through exactly how and why I'm doing it. Trust me, this was not even planned. I didn't wake up thinking I'll be planting yam today. But that's the beauty of gardening. Things unfold when they are ready, not when you expect them to. A while back, I had some yam heads from my previous harvest that didn't look like they were going to germinate, so I didn't bother planting them. I just set them aside. Some I thought I would use in the sack bags like I did last year because my yam in sack bags last year did so well. They were healthy, the vines thrived, and the harvest made it all worth it. But a few didn't sprout, so I left them alone. So a few days ago while checking my garden, I looked under my lemongrass and surprised, a yam was sprouting. This was one of the heads I had tossed aside, just tucked under the plant like it didn't matter, but it germinated and it reminded me that sometimes nature has its own plan. So today I decided to plant it, and since it's already the end of July, I had two options: plant it in a sack bag or plant it directly in the ground. Now, because I've had great results with sack bags, I was leaning in that direction. But my assistant, who is from Jos and has experience planting yams traditionally, suggested we make a heap, and that's what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, if you collect, they collect soil around here.
Na the seed wey the yam wey dem select for planting.
Okay, not the same thing. Not the
You know
same.
whether dem dey transplant it.
No worry. Then they transplant. They're the same thing. It go work. So he simply gathered soil into a mound. He didn't have to dig the ground. He didn't have to use any special tool. Just a basic yam heap. After gathering soil into a mound, we placed the yam gently into the heap, covered it slightly, and that was it. I deliberately did not add compost or manure or even attempt to amend the soil because the soil around here, I trust it. I haven't planted much around here for a long time, and I'm always mulching this area. So the soil around here is rich in organic matter from the dry leaves and the all the mulching materials that I've used around here. So I'm trusting that the soil is good enough to give me big yams. So let me explain why heaps are better instead of planting directly into the ground without making a heap. When it's time for harvest, we don't have to dig deep to get the yam out, no matter the size. But if you just dig a hole and plant the yam directly in the ground without making a heap, the yam will grow deeper and deeper into the soil. And when harvest time comes, you have to dig really deep to get the whole yam out. A few weeks ago, I planted another sprouted yam head without waiting for him. I didn't want to procrastinate, so I just dug a hole and planted it myself. Now both yams are growing, but the real difference will be at the harvest time. That's when you'll know the value of this heap method. I also have a few yams planted in sack bags. They are doing their thing too. Now let's talk about the timing. Planting yam in July might seem late to some people, but it is not impossible. If you're planting yam directly in the ground using the heap method, you can expect to harvest your yam in about 8 to 10 months. That means this yam should be ready sometime between March and May next year, depending on the variety and weather. If you're planting in sack bags, I found that yam tend to mature faster, about 6 to 7 months, probably because of better drainage and warmer soil in the bags. One thing I have working in my favor is rain. In Port Harcourt, it rains almost every day during this period, so watering isn't something I need to worry about for now. And when the dry season hits, and it does hit hard, I'll need to be proactive. And my plan is to mulch heavily around the yam using dry leaves, lemongrass clippings if I have to harvest my lemongrass, or whatever I can gather. Mulching will help retain moisture and keep the soil cooler, giving the yam a better chance to keep growing even when the rain stops. I know it's just a few yams, but I've learned not to underestimate a single planting. Gardening has taught me patience,
There's
and
that
yams
other yam
especially
root.
reward you for waiting. There's something so fulfilling about coming back months later, digging into the soil and pulling out something beautiful and nourishing. And I've learned to appreciate the process, even if it's just one vine at a time. This little planting session has reminded me of a few things, that I shouldn't ignore what looks like it won't grow, and also I should not wait for the perfect time to plant. Just plant it. Heaps make harvest easier, simple but smart. So whether it is July or March, whether you're planting in a bag, a heap or a hole, just start. Start where you are and with what you have. So yes, it's July and I'm planting this yam now. Maybe it's not the perfect time, but I've learned in gardening that perfect timing is often a myth. I'll be taking care of this yam and watching how it grows through the rainy season and dry season, and I'll definitely share updates along the way. If you've ever planted yams late or have tips on making the most of late planting, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Remember that planting something late is still better than never planting at all. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.